What we have here is a failure to communicate. All right. Oh, you know what, man? I think I had this thing too loud last time. So let's see about turning it down a little bit. There. What we have here is a failure to communicate. There we go. So, part 1 is done. So we got our 30 thou over gems. I use gems and I use S&S. They're both good. And look at that hole. Look at that hole. Look at it in there. You know how smooth that baby is. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Enough of that shit. Okay, we got that one. Well, I figured, hey, seeing I'm doing these things, I might as well do the silicone engine too. Oh, yeah, I just found something else on the silicone engine. Amazing. See, now on the 93 and ups, see this one? You see the difference? Okay, so this one won't rotate. It just uses the breather valves, the reed valves. So we got that one. That's nicely done. I got to show you this. This is what happens. Okay, you silicone motherfucker. I'm working on this cursing business. It doesn't really help my ministry. No, this is not my ministry. Okay. So, I'm looking at this. Okay, we're going to replace these bushings. I mean, this got totally screwed up. And I showed you guys the old pinion in the last film. Unless I deleted it. Okay, well, let's find that old pinion. See, this is a new one. This is off another set of flywheels. So, I kept his original sprocket shaft side. And this is another flywheel I had. Yeah, where's that old one? Where's the old one? Yeah, it's frickin' ugly. Oh, I know where it is. Mother has it, because... No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Yeah, Mother has it, because I was getting him to turn something on it just for his practice, for his machining skills. Yeah. So we got this one for Tommy. This one I had. This is an 86 and up version. This one's cool. And it's going to work. And you can't run 93 and up. You can't run a 93 and up on an earlier model. And you can't run an earlier model on 93 and up. So, oh yeah, so I'm over here. And I figured, okay, the pinion shaft took it hard, so I got to replace this bushing. Okay, no big deal. And then I did this. See what happens when you run silicone? So, what happened? Well, my guess is the silicone plugged some journals. We had failure and oil starvation, and then this thing just spun. So I'm going to see. I might have to. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen here. Because this, you can get different size bushings. And if this one isn't big enough, I'm just going to have to order a bigger one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to order a 2 thou over. I won't be doing this today. Son is some kind of gun. No, that ain't tight enough. And if you look at the older ones, now this does come with a locating pin, right? So you press them in, there's a locating pin, a little jig I have, and then I drill a hole and I pop a locating pin in. On the newer ones, they were just basically Loctiting them in. But you can see, I think on this one, see, this one didn't have a locating pin in it either. But I ain't even looking at that one. Look at Tommy's oil. That's blacker than my container, but I ain't even looking at that piece of junk. Let's see. I got an old... Because that one there that I'm replacing Tommy's with, that's an 86, but see, you see the locating pin here? So what you do is you press them in, and then you drill a new oil port, then you hone it out. And in my case, what I'll be doing is line boring it. This is a good one, actually. This is really nice shape. A nice enough shape. What's this one like? Yeah, this one's in decent shape too. Well, this one, really nice shape. What's the casting on this one? 1980. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So what I'm going to have to do is probably get a 2 thou over bushing for this. Because we're not doing all this fucking work for nothing. You know what? I'm going to price out something too. I am going to price out just an aftermarket version of this as well. Let's see what that is. But yeah. Yeah, I guess I ain't doing that one today. Oh well, I guess I'll do Tommy's. So here's another thing I got an issue with. Hang on a minute. Where am I at here? Where am I at? Let's get this thing up. Ah, okay. So, dang. Oh, yeah, so the other issue was... Okay, let me back my steps up. Well, there, looking at that. Oh, yeah, like... yeah, I'll get an oversized bushing for that. And I got to replace both because that pinion shaft was mangled. Now I'm going to check out the price on just a new aftermarket if I can get one. I mean, with everything going, ever since COVID, things have gotten really freaking weird. And and now with libtards making our best friend our worst enemy and all this stupid garbage going on with these spoiled public servants to think they're the elite leaders. They're selling us out to the New World Order. But I won't go there. Okay, what I'm going to do next then is I'll work on Tommy's. I'll get that one done. Actually, this one's in really nice shape. I mean, I have to. Oh yeah, that was the thing I just forgot about. So I'm doing all this work. And I did check out the bottom end, which I deleted, of course, the film when I was wanting to show young fellers how to check out a bottom end. But basically, what you're doing is you're pulling up on your ears, on your rod, and then you're going whack. And if you don't hear a ting from the bearings in there, then you're good. See, nothing. Now, I know somebody's been in this. Something happened to this thing in the past. Right? We can see it. And somebody was in it. And a bit of a breakage on the case. Somebody put the clips on wrong and the oil pump. Somebody put the space, reverse the spacer and the thrust washer on the cam. Cam was chewed up, or the breather gear was chewed up. You know, if you're working on your own shit, you make this mistake, okay, that's fine. But like, if you're actually going to a shop and paying somebody to do shit like this reminds me of Schmo's work. Yeah, God rest his soul, old Schmo. Jesus. Well, at least the breather holes are done. I want to get the silicone engine. I got to get that balanced. But here's my problem. I'm going through all this work. Okay, yeah, all right. The bottom end does feel good. The crank does feel good. But you know what? I'm gonna have to phone Tommy. Well, okay. I'm line boring the cases and lapping out the pinion side, and I'm gonna put in some oversized pinions. So brand new pinions, brand new gear, new bushings in the cam cover, new pistons. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. What I did was, I got another cam cover here. Oh yeah, great. 26. Yeah, well, that won't work for silicone engine. So what I did was I did my rough hone, so a coarse hone on Tommy cylinders, hey, and it's decent. So before I do my finish hone on this, I wanted to bee blast, which I did. Got all that shitty paint off, and now I want to lap these bottoms so that they're square again, and then I can finish honing these cylinders to fit these 10 over pistons. So yeah, what to do first, eh? Lord Tundering. I better phone Tommy and ask him about that crank, because I'm not sure. I hate to do all this work and leave an old crank in there after all this stuff. And I just happen to have, see, on silicone bike, I believe I was telling you, unless I deleted the film, that I went with new rod races with the standard bearing, standard crank pin, because of lack of availability. And then I lapped out and line bored these rod races to fit the new bearings and pin. So we're actually back to standard on this 1996 engine. Yeah, I showed you guys the reed valve. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's an S&S Discovery. Those guys are cool. I love S&S. I don't care what anybody says. You know, look at that. Isn't that cool? So it doesn't rotate. So if a guy does lose his cam follower bearings, it ain't going to kill the breather hole. Sweet Caroline. All right. So, and you know, something I forgot about Tommy's, I just made another parts order on his stuff, but we got to replace these rocker shafts. They're ugly. They're ugly. Everything's worn out. The whole fucking engine's worn out. You know what? Okay, so what I got here, what I have here is the ability to communicate. I have a set of rods matched, already done up, with a brand new crank pin, but it's a 3-holer. So Tommy, you ain't running synthetics in that. Why? You don't change your oil anyways. You lied to me on the phone. Oh, I change my oil every year. That was tar that came out of there, dude. You know how many times I had to clean your cases just to get the tar out? That was crazy. But this is a 2-hole crank pin I'm putting in the silicone glide, and I don't advise using synthetics in that. This is a 3-hole pin, so I definitely say do not use synthetics in this on the 3-hole. So I'm going to talk to Tommy about, and then of course if I got it all apart, I might as well balance that one too. I mean, hey, it's a can of worms. What can I tell you? But this is what we run into in the old bikes. Oh, I just need my base gaskets fixed. No, you blew your base gaskets because you had damage in there because somebody doesn't like changing their oil or something. I'm digging. I repent. Please forgive me. So, okay, I got to lap these cases, Tommy's cases together. And all I'm going to do is put some lapping compound. Put some lapping compound on the around here. I'm just going to fasten this, and then I'll put the other case on top, and I'm just going to lap the two together. Now let's get these two mated, right? And we already have. Something happened in here at one time. Something blew up. We already have damage from the past. So we don't need insult to injury at this point. That's for sure. Absolutely 100% guaranteed. No doubt about it. That's for sure. As the chuckler would say. Well, you guys don't know the chuckler. My brothers do. Okay. Yeah. I ain't putting no bushing in there. That's for sure. Well, at least not that bushing. Damn. I wish I would have saw that. Because I just made another order for Tommy's scooter. Which just like, normally, you know, there's a minimum, and then, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, we'll just do the best we can with what we have. Now, we're going to replace these bushings too. I mean, the shafts for these rockers were pretty ugly. So we're going to replace these two. Tom, I got to phone you, buddy. I think what we're going to do is, we're going to split those flywheels. But I'm not splitting the flywheels till I'm finished the cases. Because I have even though those Timken bearings, as I was showing you, or did I delete that one too? Anyways, as I was showing you, the taper Timkens, they press on to that shaft, right? So I have a honed out kind of a dummy bearing. So I can put the cases together, line them up, torque them down, and then I can do cut out the oil breather gear hole, so that we got the earliest opportunity to start breathing, and we don't end till we're at the latest opportunity. I think it's 17 degrees